Motivation Monday. My name is James Okumu. So glad you took the time to hook up with us as we have our conversation for today. Seasons and change is what we want to focus on. We are in a season that many of us had not anticipated. If you are like me, you went for the New Year service and you were told this is the year of... Yes,
breakthrough.
I was told acceleration. This is the year of acceleration. This is the year of breakthrough. This is the and then COVID kicked in, and some of us are wondering: is that word still valid, or did the man of God not hear well? Well, I don't know. But this morning, glad to be joined by Chris Moretti, CEO, Premier Group Consultancy Limited. It is good to have you, my friend. I always love to hear from you. I like the way you talk. By the way, has somebody ever told you you kind of speak like Mutainguni? Has somebody ever told you that?
Severally.
Yes.
In fact, not speak.
Yeah.
I've been told I look like Mutainguni, or rather, Mutainguni looks like me.
Your expressions when you speak are similar.
I guess I have to ask my father if he has a different family.
Yes.
That we know not about.
Times
Could be
and
my
seasons.
brother.
Yes, seasons and change, rather. Season and change. The other day you began doing a series on your Facebook page. And I thought, man, we need to bring this on radio and we need to have this conversation because a lot of people are confused about this season that we are in. A lot of people are in fear. And I think understanding some of the things that you're pointing out in that video can help give people some peace through this season. So let's begin by seasons. When we talk about seasons, what are we talking about and why is it important for somebody to recognize the season that they are in?
Great. Now, I would like first to encourage the listeners.
Yes.
If you think you are going through a rough time, now picture this. I was to get married on the 3rd of May.
Ooh.
Pigeni makofi, mkiwa nyumbani.
This is next month.
Yes, this is next month. The 3rd of May, of course, is my birthday, so I think I am strategic in my decisions.
Yes.
I'm a CEO for a reason. So, 3rd of May happened to have been the designated date for my wedding.
Yeah.
And I had every plan.
Wow.
Then COVID-19
happened.
And the first thing that the government said is that no social gathering. On top of that list, weddings were banned. And I decided now this big wedding that I thought, I had this royal wedding picture in mind.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of a big wedding. Of course, it cannot happen. It's out of the window. That plan gone.
Yes.
So I said, okay, I can have a small one, but I shall maximize on the honeymoon.
Yeah.
And of course, I had picked destinations in the lines of Bahamas,
Hallelujah.
Maldives, thinking those lines.
Yes.
And I said, I will maximize on it. Then the government says, no travels in and out of the country.
Yeah.
So that plan,
Hata hiyo imegonga ukuta.
ya kunywa maji.
Yes.
I said, okay, fine. We can do a local one. I mean, Kenya has beautiful places.
Yes.
People travel from far and wide to come and visit our country.
Yes.
Tembea Kenya. So Mara is a nice place. The coast has beautiful places. There are places like Tafaria Castle.
Yes.
Beautiful places. So we said, okay, fine. We shall use what we have.
Yeah.
When you're given lemons, make lemonade.
Yes.
Then the third strike, government says, lockdown. Those in Nairobi, you cannot leave Nairobi. And those out of Nairobi, you cannot come into Nairobi.
Yeah.
Which means Mara and Coast
Yes. Mtaonea
and
kwa
Tafaria Castle, tutaonea view sasa. It got to a point,
Yeah.
I said, all I need
Yes.
is to have the wife. Forget honeymoons,
Yes.
forget big weddings. All I need
Is the wife.
is the wife akuja kwa nyumba, we quarantine.
Yeah.
In fact, the Bible says when you have taken a new wife, you ought to
Yes.
take 1 year
Yes.
leave to entertain your new wife. Now, Corona has probably given us an ample time to entertain the wife.
Yeah.
So I said, all I want is the
wife.
And all you need is a certificate from the AG. So we ran to the AG's office. AG's chamber, to the Register of Marriages. Now, considering our wedding was 3rd of May, and you ought to give a 21-day notice, I figured if we go mid-March, that will be time good enough. In fact, we give ourselves time. So I went mid-March. After the first corona case had been pronounced, on that Saturday, when it was announced, I went on Monday, and they said, "You are not serving."
Oh?
And they closed.
What?
So you cannot get a certificate, which means no marriage can happen.
Yes.
Now, my friends who are listening, if you think you're having a bad time, think about me. Okay? But, as you can see, I am a happy man.
You are.
Because I understand this thing called seasons. And if you read the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, which I think is I am not a preacher. I am a business consultant. And many a time I go and teach principles to businesses, and they think this man is Harvard schooled.
Yes.
Little do they know, I get these principles from the Bible. I just know how to contextualize them to suit a business case. And Ecclesiastes chapter 3, from verse 1, it says, to everything. How many things?
Everything.
Everything.
Yes.
There's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Yes.
To everything. There's a season. Now verse 2. A time to be born and a time to die.
Yeah.
A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. Now, I'm not giving anyone a license to go killing people. Policemen, I hope you're listening. This is not your time to kill.
Yes.
A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh.
Yes.
A time to mourn and a time to dance. Now look at verse 5, which I think is very relevant for what we are going through today. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing.
Yes.
If in case you're wondering, that time is now.
Very true.
I remember the last time I came here for an interview, we hugged and shook hands.
High five.
High five. In fact, whenever I nikidunga point to the high five.
Yes.
My guy, right now.
Kila mtu akae kwake.
In fact, when I came here, the first thing I noticed is the stairs. There's even a very serious directive that you cannot use a stair with somebody else. If somebody is coming down, wait. Apite. As in, you guys have taken social distance to a whole new level. But that's the season.
Yes.
It's a season to refrain from embracing. Now, unfortunately, there are people, I think you have just, as you are giving the newspaper analysis, there are guys who are even having house parties.
Yes.
These are people who don't understand the season. This is not a season for house parties. This is a season for refraining from embracing.
Yes.
Some fellows are even using ambulances.
Imagine.
Because they don't understand the season. Here's the thing. Life is a series of seasons. There's a time and a season for everything. Once you understand that particular fact, life becomes easy.
Yes.
And here's the thing. The fact that there's a season for everything, no season is permanent.
Exactly.
No season is permanent. If you read Genesis 8 verse 22, happens to be one of my favorite scripture.
Yeah.
It says, as long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, and summer and winter, and cold and heat, and day and night shall never cease.
Wow.
Life is a series of seasons.
Yes.
If you are going through a hard time right now, here's the thing. It shall not last. These too shall pass. These too shall pass. There's a story I shared on my social media platform of a Persian king who had lost a war to his sword-wielding neighbors. And he went back home, depressed, distressed, and ego bruised.
Mm-hmm.
And he called his wise men and he told them, I have an assignment for you.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to make something for me that when I am sad, it will make me happy.
Yes.
And when I am happy, it will make me sad.
Both.
And they got to work. That's a serious assignment.
Yeah.
He got to work, and after sessions of brainstorming, he came out, one young wise man came up with an idea, and he said, why don't we make the king a ring?
Mm-hmm.
But on that ring, we shall inscribe these 4 words. This too shall pass.
Mm.
And they took the ring to the king.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever he was happy and he had won a battle or he was having a good time and making merry, he would look down on the ring.
Yes.
And he would say, this too shall pass.
Yes.
This good time that you are having,
It won't last forever.
it will not last. It shall pass.
Yeah.
And whenever he was sad,
Mm-hmm.
he would look down on that ring yet again, and it would say, this too
Shall
pass.
Yes.
And he would be happy. My friend, whatever season you are going through right now, whether a season of adversity or a season of prosperity, whether a season of happiness or a season of anguish, guess what?
Yes.
It shall not last. It shall pass.
Yes.
Now that should give you hope. Hope that if you are going through a rough time,
Uh-huh.
a good time is coming.
Yes.
And it also give you caution. If you are going through a good time, bad times are coming.
Yes.
It's a lot more like when you are on Kenyan roads in town and you find traffic lights.
Yes.
Of course, in Kenya, traffic lights are not a command as they should be. They are more of a suggestion.
They're not even a suggestion. They're just for display purposes only.
You can decide, it's red, but I am in a hurry.
Yes.
But in places where lights work, there's red light, green light, and amber.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
I call amber the land of in between.
Uh-huh.
The green light is when you're having a good time. When you're there and green light, guess which is coming next?
Yeah, Amber.
Amber, but because it's not very important,
Yes.
it's a red light that is coming.
In fact, Amber doesn't
We
even
don't-
stay for long.
Doesn't even stay.
Yeah.
It's a transition.
Yes.
When you're in green light, having a good time, verily, verily, I say unto you, the next light you will see is a red light.
Yes.
And it's funny how, when you're in a red light, it seems to take longer than 60 seconds of a
Actually,
red light
it
seems
takes-
like
yeah.
30.
It takes too much time.
But a green light of the same time
It's very short.
seems very short.
Yes.
Because sometimes we are not very well prepared for the red lights.
Yes.
We are not prepared for tough seasons. And the truth is, seasons come,
Yeah.
seasons go.
Seasons go.
But what becomes of you through those seasons?
Wow. Maybe you have a question for us this morning. We are talking about seasons and change. 20316 is the SMS line. WhatsApp number 0786 316 316. We have about 26 more minutes before we get to 10 o'clock. I want to play you something by Austin French. Song is called Good Feeling. But even as you have this good feeling, remember this too.
Shall pass.
Shall pass. Good Feeling by Austin French.
That's a good one.
Happening right here on Family Radio 316. Motivation Monday. This morning, Chris Morathi in studio with me. We are talking about seasons and change and why it's important for us to begin to understand that. Kuna jamaa mwingine hapa anashangaa. Sijui kama pia alikuwa anapanga harusi. Sema haya, sheria house imefungwa.
Skonde bro.
Let me ask you, what would be the how do I phrase this question? What's the importance of understanding the season? Because I'm trying to think about this whole thing from a farmer's perspective. Because if there are any kind of people who clearly look out for seasons, it's farmers. So that they know when to plant and when to harvest and all these things. But now for us in this kind of a situation, what are we exposing ourselves to if we don't understand the season?
Now, I want to tell you one thing. don't make a permanent decision
Mm-hmm.
based on a temporary circumstance. Okay?
Yeah.
When you're told, stay at home, quarantine, maintain social distance,
Yes.
but then you decide to go partying, and then you catch that thing,
Yes.
and then probably you had a pre-existing condition.
Ooh.
That thing will kill you.
Yeah.
You have made a permanent decision based on a temporary season.
Yeah.
If you only stayed at home, you see, the key to life is actually outlasting a season.
Yes. Yes.
If we lock down and stay at home long enough, COVID will pass.
Yeah.
Unajikaza tu this season. If you are I'm a very social person. So you can imagine it's a punishment
Yes.
having to be told to stay at home. And the only meetings I'm having is on Zoom.
Yeah.
Forget even that. My work involves interacting with human beings. Because not even technology will ever replace human interaction.
Very true.
At least not totally. Which means if we cannot have social gatherings, I cannot meet I can't work the way I'm used to. It's a temporary situation.
Yeah.
I can then say, oh guys, we have to meet. Tulazimisha hii kitu lazima happen.
Yeah.
We are making mistakes that could be grave mistakes based on temporary conditions. So don't make permanent decisions based on temporary circumstances. People, do you know why people commit suicide? Because they somehow feel this season is permanent.
Yes.
It's never going to change.
Yes.
And somebody takes their own life. They never think it will come to pass. But the truth is, it's temporary.
Yes.
So we ought not to make permanent decisions based on temporary situations. And that is one. The second, seasons help us to plan and prepare. They give us the incentive to plan and prepare. When a farmer knows that rains are coming, that's the time he prepares the land.
Very true.
For planting. He does not wait for when the rain is here and then you're thinking, oh, now nienda nikalime sahi. It will be a bit too late. You ought to have planted by then so that when the rains come, they grow. So seasons help us to prepare for what is coming.
Yeah.
You don't buy winter clothes when it's winter.
No. Yes.
You buy when it's summer.
Yeah.
You get? You buy when it's summer. So when winter comes, you will be ready. And
in fact, when you buy them during summer, they are cheaper.
They are cheaper. Yeah, that's what people don't know. In fact, it's a secret for those who want to travel. You see, Kenyans, we like to travel in December, peak season.
Yeah.
That's why everybody is going to Mombasa.
Yes.
You go to Baobab Beach Resort, you will pay 28,000 per night.
What?
Go to the same place.
Yes.
Mid-January, you will pay 5,000. Ujanja, my friend. So you see, guys, you're wondering why do guys always have money to go on holidays?
Yeah.
Yes, they go when it's cheap,
Because
and
they
it's not
understand
crowded
seasons.
because they understand seasons.
Yeah.
It's not crowded.
Yeah.
You go in December, you cannot even get an inch of the beach to yourself
I'm telling you.
because every Nairobian is there.
Yes.
But go in January. There's virtually nobody. You have the whole beach to yourself. You go to the hotel swimming pool, you have it all to yourself.
Yeah.
You can avoid social distancing.
There's a thought, a question here.
Yes.
It says, wow, great conversation. So what would you advise people like me who allow circumstances to move us to what is next instead of being proactive and making decisions prior to the change? And by the way, we are the majority.
Yeah, that's true. We are the majority who react.
Yeah.
We react to situations.
Yes.
Rather than responding. In fact, there's a video I haven't uploaded that is about the difference between reacting and responding.
Yeah.
And I'll just give you a context because off air you told me that you like me for my ability to tell
yes.
illustrations and stories.
Very true.
Suppose you had a sick relative in hospital. And then the doctor calls you and tells you, James, your relative is reacting to medication. How will that make you feel?
I would be alarmed.
What if the same doctor tells you, hey, James, your loved one is responding to medication?
Big smile on my face. Thank you, Jesus.
So reacting and responding are not the same thing.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, reacting is almost always followed by regret. If you go to prison and interview all those who are convicted of murder, they will tell you, almost 90%, I can guarantee, will tell you I did not plan for it. I reacted to the situation. But what makes the difference between reacting and responding? One word: preparation. If a fire broke in this premise, you know what we will do? We would jump out of the windows, we would scream, we would react. If we have not been taking the drills seriously. That's why we have drills, to prepare you. But when a fireman hears there's a fire,
they respond.
At Radio 316, what will they do? Oh, they will respond. As a matter of fact, when the fireman goes to sleep, he prays and tells God, please God, prosper me. Let me grow in my career. In essence, what he's telling God is, burn them houses down. Because in the fire is his prosperity. And every day he goes to work, he prepares, he prepares. When the fire comes, they don't react, they respond because they are prepared. The reason I'm insisting on understanding seasons, here's the thing. Seasons guarantee change. Summer and winter are not the same. They guarantee change. And change is the one thing that is guaranteed.
Very true.
It will happen. Now, if something that is guaranteed will happen, something that is inevitable, it's foolhardy not to prepare. So seasons help you to prepare. When COVID-19 first landed, because this thing landed, when it landed, you saw what people did. Supermarkets.
People reacted.
But what they were trying to do is to prepare, because they knew lockdown is a possibility.
Somebody the other day had posted, sasa nyinyi wale wase mlienda supermarket mkabeba kila kitu, mshamaliza ama bado kuna stock.
What they are trying to do is to prepare. Though, of course, we could have done this many months back, as soon as that thing was mentioned, that it has happened in China. Because we live in a global village.
Very true.
You can't ignore circumstances in China. Especially now that there are so many of them in Africa. Because they are literally buying Africa.
I'm telling you.
So, the key to not reacting is to prepare. Had you already bought tissue when you had those things? Had you already stocked or moved out of town and gone and had your shamba? Do you know guys who have shambas and had planted, they are not worried about lockdowns?
No.
Because they have all the food. So the key to surviving and not reacting is preparation. And preparation only happens when you have the knowledge of season. For example, if you're going to get married, you know the things you need. You don't just appear on the wedding day like it's an emergency.
Boss.
You prepare in advance. Okay? You prepare in advance. That helps you. You'll be calm. As you say, I do, you are saying it with a clear mind of what you are talking about, because everything else had been prepared. So the key to not reacting is being prepared.
It's being prepared.
And being prepared is subject to understanding what's coming.
How would one of the conversations that I've been trying to have with a number of people is after COVID, because everybody's focusing on COVID now. I was even telling members of our prayer group in church, I know we are praying for God to take this thing away, and then once he takes it away, then because I'm not seeing us returning to how we were doing things. What's the next season? How do we prepare for it? Because this one, we are already in it and we know it will pass. So as much as we are praying for it to pass, what about the next season? I'm just wondering, how does one prepare for the season after this one?
And this is one thing you ought to understand. When a season comes, it does not leave you the same.
In fact, it's not meant to.
Thankfully, in Kenya, we don't have hurricanes. But there are places that they experience hurricanes, serious ones. And those things sweep everything. If your house was beyond the recommended number of years in existence, it will not be there. the trees that were rotten, they will all go with the hurricane.
Yeah.
But then after that, you will start seeing new trees coming up. Okay? The season will not leave us the same. This COVID-19 season will not leave us the same.
Yeah.
The jobs as we know them, let me tell you, even after COVID is gone, things will not be the same again.
Yeah.
So what you ought to ask yourself is, how do I re-strategize and repackage myself to suit the new season? The fact that you called me here is because you saw things I've been doing online.
Yeah.
Before this season, I was not very active.
No.
I was not doing videos because I think my content is premium. Only those who have paid for it would get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever I put out is, the tip of the iceberg. But now, it will be the new way of working. So what am I doing right now? I'm focusing on, there are books that I had started writing, but I had not finished.
Yes.
I'm finishing on them now. Why? I may not be in a position to stand in a gathering, but I can send my books.
Yes.
I am repositioning myself for the coming season. Because the COVID will go, and then what? Then what?
That's true.
Okay? Then what? And for those who have been disrupted, I was just reading a meme that kimchezo mchezo, hizi masks zimepeleka lipsticks out of business.
By the way, it's true.
And you see, there are guys who never thought that my lipstick business will not be affected by COVID.
Yeah.
Where are you now? No. Hii kitu imeumiza watu sana.
I'm telling you.
The matatu industry, they thought everything will still remain the same.
Yes.
But now, you cannot go to Shags. There are no matatus going to Shags.
Akuna.
The industry is losing a lot of money. Okay? So, after this season, then what? You ought to be preparing for the next season, because this one is passing.
Yes.
It's not here to stay.
Wow.
Yes.
We have like 4 more minutes.
Yes.
I know you have something else.
Well, of course
unakuwaga na vitu mingi sana.
Hizi vitu nakaa kwa nyumba ndio sahi. Especially now I have a lot of content because I have enough time to develop it.
Very, very true.
The other thing is that seasons help you understand on what foundation you are built on. There are 2 houses that were built.
Yes.
By 2 men. They both built houses. They took the effort to build houses.
Yes.
One built on the rock. The other built
on sand.
Do you know what exposed whoever built on the rock and who built on the sand? Season,
yeah.
Because the fair weather ceased and the storms came.
Yes.
And one house fell, the other stood.
Yeah.
What determines if you will stand or fall is the foundation upon which you have built on.
That's true.
Okay?
That's true.
And there's no greater foundation than the rock of ages. And I was telling you the reason Christ is the rock of ages is because ages come and ages go. But the rock has remained. Seasons will come, seasons will go.
Yes.
What is your foundation? How deep is your faith? And you see, faith is practicing in darkness that which you learnt in the light. And there's a seed of faith in every one of us. But sometimes it takes a crisis to nourish it and encourage its growth.
Yes. Very true.
Prosperity is a bad teacher, because prosperity makes us forget the source of the prosperity. That's why we need adversity. It reminds us.
Lest you forget
that it's not of your own making.
Yeah.
You forget. We have, and you see how we have been behaving. We had really, as in we have put God as an alternative fact.
I'm telling you, yeah.
Now, technology has become our God. Where is that technology now? We have made our politicians our gods. Where are they now? And that takes me to the next point.
Yes.
It's in crisis that leaders emerge.
Yeah. We are seeing them.
We are seeing them now.
Yes,
now, ladies and gentlemen,
they don't need to advertise.
If you're asking who you will vote for next in the next election, you have seen them now.
Yeah.
And they are not many.
They are not many.
They are not many. Because they are focused. In fact, if you look at Standard, you're just seeing about the first page is about the next, is about politics.
Yes.
But really, do we care about politics right now?
No one wants to hear about politics.
And this one thing, crises help you determine what is important to you.
Yeah.
What we are facing right now, it helps us prioritize and see what's important. Is it BBI? Staying alive is more important than BBI.
Yeah, yes.
People say that nobody can stop reggae.
Yeah.
But who is God?
God stopped reggae, disbanded the band, and sent everybody home.
No, I'm not saying that God is one who has caused COVID-19, because many of these things are of our own making. But He allows them.
He allows them, yeah.
He does not cause them, He allows them. And He allows them. When we sometimes praise God when He's doing something. But we cry when He's not doing something, when He's doing nothing. But even God, when God is doing nothing, He's actually doing something.
He's up to something, yeah.
I read the story of Joseph, a very faithful man,
yeah,
who went from being a father's favorite son to a slave, from a slave to a prisoner.
Yeah.
In prison, helps others, they forget about him. He did not understand why that was happening, but at any point, he did not question God's doing, even when he seemed to be doing nothing.
Yeah.
Only then, when he finally became second in command, did he understand how that happened.
Very true.
He understood that I only became second in command because I was in prison. I was in prison because I was accused falsely.
Yes.
I was accused falsely because I was a slave.
Yes.
I was a slave because my brother sold me into slavery. My brother sold me into slavery because I was my father's favorite son.
Yeah.
And I was my father's favorite son because God saw back then that I would be needed in Egypt today.
I'm telling you.
Sometimes, as Steve Jobs said, there are things you can only connect the dots in reverse. So when
Very
all
true.
this crisis is gone, we shall look back and see there were so many things that were brought to light that we did not see.
Wow.
So, my friend, stay safe. This crisis will pass.
Yeah.
Make sure you are still here when it passes.
Very
Don't
true.
pass away with it.
Don't pass away with it.
And that will happen if you behave.
Wow.
Mambo ya ambulance. In fact, hakuna mtu, hii story ya quarantine, unapelekwa quarantine on your own cost. I don't think it's important. Mtu atandikwe. You know,
Yes.
the Bible says foolishness is bound in the heart of a child.
Yes.
And the rod of correction will drive it far away from him. Because these people are behaving like children.
Yes.
They are behaving like children. And Paul says, when I was a child, I thought like a child, I behaved like a child, I understood as a child. But when I'm a man, I have to put away childish ways.
Yes.
Put away childish things. Stay at home.
Wow.
Askari akipata, tandika na upatie receipt.
Chris Moraisi, thank you so much. Martin Gatoto from Langata says, that speaker has really encouraged me. And it was all for free.
Yeah. My M-Pesa number is 07.
Amepata premium content for free.
For free.
We appreciate you. Thank you very
Karibu
much
sana.
for coming through. So,
Appreciate it.
are you loading that video today?
The one for reacting and responding?
Yes.
I will do it again.
We will wait for it now that you told us. Yeah?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
In the course of
this
time,
week.
yes.
In the course of time, when it's the right season.
When it's the right season, correct. Because every video I do has to do with the season that we are experiencing.
Great.